Hey guys, it's Shannon from iHeartRadio Canada, joined by Aunt Clemons. Thank you so much for taking the time. It's so nice to talk to you.
Thank you so much for having me. How you doing?
Good, I'm very well. The first thing that I really notice about you is just like your energy, your presence. You just have this positivity that just radiates off of you. Where does that come from?
It's fake. I'm joking. Honestly, it comes from the Lord. I can't take any credit for any of this. It's just I am a firm believer in Jesus Christ, and I'm just happy to tell any and everybody that looks my way.
Yeah, I love that. I'm a Christian myself, and I know you talk a lot about your faith and your spirituality, and I kind of notice myself that I sometimes fear away from talking about it because it might be seen as like uncool, or I just like notice that I don't bring it up as often. So I think it's so great that you are just so open about it and talk about it and share that. So thank you for that.
I definitely was that same way for a long time. It was just God placed me in a position just when I moved out to California when I really didn't have a place to stay, where it was just me and God. So I told myself and I told God then, I will wear you everywhere. I used to be afraid to have these conversations. I used to be afraid to make people feel uncomfortable. But now I'm just in a place where I'll allow the Lord to use me however He wants me to be used. But I'm super excited, and I try my hardest not to make anybody feel comfortable. But I just can't wait to share the news of just how amazing the Lord has been in my life.
Yeah, and I think you're a perfect example of how that works too. What I really like too is your journey. I love the fact that you like were working at Red Lobster and you were flying back and forth to LA and then you came to LA. Did you always know in your heart that you were going to make it?
Not a clue.
No.
I knew I would be okay, but I knew that I loved what I like to do, and if I was in a space where I was able to wake up every day doing what I love to do, then I'd already made it. So yes and no, if you will.
Yeah, because I know that you have this song about making it and telling your mom and all of that. So was there a distinct moment where you had that thought like, okay, I made it, or was it more gradual over time?
It happened periodically over time, but when the initial call happened on the song, Mama I Made It, I had just seen in real time, I had a song with Kanye West that had just came out. It's called All Mine. And I had found out on Shade Room that I was still on the song, and it was like amazing to me. So that felt like I had finally made it, because someone I looked up to my entire life, I had a record with him, and not only did I have a song with him, he knew who I was. And it's just such a blessing, to say the least. So I had a feeling I'd make it, but I didn't know that was going to be the thing that was like, oh, this is the first glimpse of I've made it. But I've made it moments way before the Kanye moment up until that. So I will say it was a gradual, gradual elevation, if you will, but you're making it. It all comes in your perception of wherever you're at. That's really why be here is really one of my things I always remind myself to say, because although it's chaotic, it may be not exactly where you want to be, you have to be happy to be wherever you're at for God to use you and then take you to the next place where you want to go.
I think that's so true, especially like reminding yourself to live in the moment and not always just try and do the next thing, right?
Yes.
What was it like getting that initial phone call from Kanye being like, hey, come to Wyoming? Was that just mind blowing?
So the Kanye call, I wish it would have been as simple as come to Wyoming, but it was, my Kanye call happened after All Mine had already been out. And it was, hey, we had this song out and I really like you. You're super fire. Let's work. Do you want to work on Tiana Taylor's album? I was like, it was surreal, to say the least. And we're going out and sitting and working with Kanye and working with Tiana. It was a dream come true. Working with literally the people I looked up to my whole life. And now I'm in rooms with them and we're creatively working on this thing that I love and they love. And that it was just the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Plus the amount of names of the people that you work with, like Justin Timberlake, Beyonce, Kalani, it just goes on and on. What is your mindset like when you're first going into a session with somebody that you admire? How do you even process?
I'm a kid. That's just first and foremost. So I wear my childhood on me. I have no problem trying to be cool. I gave up on that a long time ago. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to be the cool guy. So I'm just going to be the excited guy. So if I'm in with Justin Timberlake, I'm screaming, it's Justin Timberlake. If I'm a fan of somebody, I'm actually a fan of them. For the last couple of days, I've been in with Wale, and I love Wale. Like, I love working with him. More About Nothing shaped my entire perspective of just mixtapes. So, like, getting the chance to work with the people I'm a fan of is just those little glimpses of just God smiling. I feel like just like this is something that you talked to me about in the dark that you didn't even know you were talking to me about. Like the dreams that you have that you think are way too far fetched. Like those are all the things I was asking and praying God for, and they're happening in real time. So it's a really, really cool thing to see.
So I want to talk about the fact that you were kind of a part of American history with performing as part of the inauguration. How was that whole experience?
Still surreal. Like as you say it, it's like, wow, that really happened. Like it's one of the craziest things that's happened in my life so far, and I'm honored. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm just super thankful to God that this is even that He placed this in my path. I never saw performing at an inauguration before 2020. Like I never foresaw that for my life, and it's just so cool to see all the different places that God's taken me.
Yeah, totally. People are saying that Better Days is really the anthem for what we need in 2021. So how does it feel to hear something like that?
That's one of the best compliments I've ever heard. Like, I hate to, I hate that we're in a place that we would need an anthem, but I'm so happy to be a part of just the hope for the tomorrow. I firmly believe in your better days are the ones ahead of you and not the ones behind you. And if someone else gets helped by that message, that makes me feel like I've already won.
Yeah. Do you feel like if you were to like sum up what you want your message to be, what do you think it would be?
Hope, honestly. It would just be hope for not just a better tomorrow, but a better today, a better tomorrow, and the day after that. It's nowhere else to go but up from here, in my perspective. And once we all get on the same playing field in the same space of being able to remove the lens of and um, hurt and despair that we've been in for quite some time, I believe we'll all get a place. We'll all get to the place of better days.
Totally. I feel like you're such a good, maybe like a spokesperson for that with your positivity. And I think that other people can definitely relate to you in that way. So that's so great.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah. And nominated for a Grammy. You're just like one thing after another. The list goes on. This is insane. So your work has been nominated for a Grammy before, but this is the first time that your name is nominated in the R&B category. How does it feel, first of all, to be nominated, but also against big names like John Legend, for example?
It's surreal. One, to think that my first project that I ever released got nominated for a Grammy is like, this is what you wanted to do in my life, God? Like, this is amazing to me. And to be in a category with not only John Legend, who's phenomenal and a legend in his own right, not just with his name, but with Luke James, who I got my very first placement with. Like, that's a full circle moment for me. That's like, that I've won already, just to have my name in a category with my brother Luke and then my brother Giveon, who I had the pleasure of working with right before he's like ventured off into his own amazing lane. Like I get a chance to get the light shined on with amazing talent, and it feels phenomenal. Like it's super surreal. So I'm honored to be in a category with all of the nominees, like not just the ones I meant, like everyone. And I'm just honest. I hate to be so cliche, but I'm so happy to be like.
Oh, not cliche at all. I love it. I think it's so great. Do you ever have a sense of doubt? I feel like with like success after success like you've had, then is there any doubt left, or is it just like full blown confidence?
I'm a human, so we all have doubts. Like there's good and bad days all the time. I think what it is that's been helping me get through this phase of my life has been what I choose to give my attention to. So I feel like your happiness is a choice. You can pursue it super hard, or you can wait around for things that make you happy to come. And I'm more of a go-getter type of person, so I'm definitely trying to go get my happiness, and I actively pursue whatever it is that God wants for me to have in that moment. I try not to be too caught up with the things, because they are fleeting. Even money is as amazing as it is, it comes and it goes. But the thing that money buys is what I started to learn to pray for. Like I wanted money for security, so it's like not just security, like bodyguards, but just financial freedom. And once I got to a place of like, oh well, I don't really need money for financial freedom. I just need a new perspective on my finances, and I can be free where I'm at. Then when more money comes in, I won't be who I was before and squander it. It'll be, I have these tools in place, and I use not just that with money, but that with relationships, with the music, and those things I feel like help keep me grounded, help keep me just like the wins aren't too extreme, so that and the lows aren't too low. It's all about a balance, and I'm a Libra, so I think that plays into it too.
Yeah, and just that mindset. I love that so much. It's such a good outlook on how to really, yeah, see things in your own mind. That's
Yeah.
good. Awesome. And thank you so much for your music. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. You are so inspiring. It's such a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Yo, you have a great rest of your day. All right.